Hello again, YouTube. This is Jake here with The Light, bringing you some more news and stock market analysis. Now we've got a big crazy day in the markets as we've seen them roiled by the coronavirus over weeks. We've seen it drop from a correction into recession territory with a 30% decline in oil prices on Black Monday this last week, with the worst oil price decline since 1991. This is due to a spat in oil price war between Saudi Arabia and Russia, but also oil shale producers in the U.S. are getting caught in between as they've been really just continuing to pump unnecessarily with higher costs of production. Now they're not going to be able to meet a profit with these low prices, and we're going to see oil stabilizing and sitting around 30 probably for a couple months to come here, especially if there's no agreement reached between Russia and Saudi Arabia. Now, that being said, the coronavirus is really what's smashing the markets right now, as it's beginning to impact the global supply chain. In fact, part of the reason for the decline in oil prices is the coronavirus itself, as demand for oil is reducing with the reduction in economic activity and productivity. Now, this is really no good, but there's no way to tell how far it's going to go. As I said in the last video, you can't predict how far it's going to go down. You can't predict how far down the cannabis market will go before companies reach profitability. You can't predict what's going to happen with the virus or how governments worldwide are going to respond to the virus. And you seriously cannot predict what's going to happen with the oil markets, or when this oil price war will be resolved between Russia and Saudi Arabia. All that you can do is prepare yourself. You should not be investing with money that you can't lose. Definitely not with borrowed money, especially in this market. You should be very careful to invest in high volatility stocks, as we've seen a return of volatility with the VIX spiking, fear gauge spiking. The market's plunged out of the world's longest in history bull market into a new bear market territory. No one knows how long that's going to last, but we're there. We're there right now, and volatility is very, very high. So you should be careful with your investments. Don't expect to just see everything bouncing back either when the market does finally recover, as I think that there's going to be a reshuffling, a refocus on new technologies and new industries in whatever happens with the new leg up whenever the market does recover. Well, let me know in the comments how you think that you can prepare economically for investment in this new bear market, because truly I don't know, and you need to do your own research before you invest in anything, like I always say. I'd love to hear your comments in the comment section below, though, so do go ahead and let me know what you think. Now, I also want to say that if you really want to be prepared for some kind of pandemic catastrophe, the one thing that you can do is go ahead and build a garden bed. You should get a garden bed ready. I'm going to be preparing more for this spring. You can build a DIY greenhouse if you think that there's going to be hail or more snow where you live. You should really be doing that, especially if you are in the boat that thinks that the coronavirus will just exacerbate and that there's going to be a massive outbreak again this next winter. If you think that, then you should be growing your own food. You should be finding ways to be self-sufficient in this world. I'm in Colorado here, where there's a state of emergency declared by the governor, but I'm not freaking out. I'm not panicking. I'm just thinking about how I can go ahead and get my garden bed started, and that's what you should do, really. Now, I also want to talk about some big stuff that I'm seeing actually in the industrial hemp space right now, as we see Jeff Whaling, a chairman with the National Hemp Association, also a former strategic advisor to Canopy Growth, one of the most successful cannabis companies in the world, forming up a new special acquisition company with other giants in the cannabis space, including former chief financial officer of Canopy Growth and other people. Now, right now, these executives have teamed up, formed a special acquisition company, and they say that they plan for an initial public offering this March 16th, really, was when they were initially saying that they're going to do it. And this is a big deal, as this company is geared for industrial hemp. They want to start to acquire properties and technology and facilities and equipment and grows and begin to really build out infrastructure and a marketplace for industrial hemp to aid the suffering American farmer who's switched over to industrial hemp and has still faced mass challenges due to regulatory block and a lack of the supply chain infrastructure. They're going to build out this infrastructure. They're going to have this initial public offering sometime in March if it's successful, and it's going to be underwritten by Cantor Fitzgerald. Now, Cantor Fitzgerald serving as the underwriter shows me that very big banks have a high degree of confidence in this industry and that they see potential. Cantor Fitzgerald is not only underwriting the IPO, but Cantor Fitzgerald is also going to be earmarked for the first 262,500 shares of the Collective Growth Corporation IPO at about $10 a share. So this is huge. They're looking to buy in to an IPO in industrial hemp. Now, also, I want to point out that the goals of this new special acquisition corporation to build out industrial hemp infrastructure, a supply chain, and a marketplace for these new industrial products sounds awfully similar to the goals and the initiatives of Hemp Incorporated, another company that I've been showcasing on this channel, and another company that's been continuing to make moves, making deals with multinational corporations and with farmers and with their own crops being brought to market while this market downturn happens, really just continuing at a slow and steady pace. Hemp Inc. seems prepared for this new industrial hemp market, and they really have not lost focus. They've continued to proceed on their plan, and I think that they are going to be a big player in this new marketplace. And it looks like with Jeff Whaling and these big movers and shakers moving in with a Collective Growth initial public offering underwritten by Cantor Fitzgerald this March, that big investors are seeing the opportunity too. Who knows? Hemp Inc. might even be a target of this special acquisition corporation for a buyout. You know, they've got some important properties, technologies, patents. I think that this is huge, and we're going to really see this industry take off. And we're looking at industrial hemp as a possible safe haven as this market might turn to a very, very difficult to navigate bear market. I think that the places that we should be looking to invest will be the new technology that's going to take our economy to the next advanced level with electric vehicles, battery technology, maybe even lithium miners. We should really be looking at things outside of oil as well that break us off of this oil dependency. Things like solar, wind, renewable energy, fuel cell technology, fuel cell energy, hydrogen electric fuel cells, all of this technology, and we should be looking at industrial hemp as well. You know, I've been covering industrial hemp. I've also been covering fuel cell technology, renewable energy, electric vehicles, penny stocks like biosolar on this channel. So stay tuned. By the way, everybody who's been supporting the channel, thank you so much. Thank you so much to all you longtime supporters, the musicians who let me use the music on this channel, my sponsors, and all the friends and family who are out there encouraging me. I really, really couldn't do it without you. Now I'm going to see you all in the next video, but until then, much love.